Good morning. If you're watching this, it is day 3 officially being in Athens or Greece, and it's 9:18 in the morning. I have a bus to take at 10:30. I came here quite early because the ticket I bought didn't really tell me which station it is, and there's like 2 stations and they're not like really that close to each other. And ChatGPT said it was this one station, but then I asked like my hostel host, and then I looked online on Reddit and they all said it was this station. I came to this station and it was. So ChatGPT would have brought me to the wrong spot. So you really can't trust it all the time. I even asked like how confident are you, and it said like 95%. Like, fuck, I'm glad I didn't waste my time going all the way over there, because it cost like €8 just to come over here. But yeah, I'm going to Delphi, where they have like the Oracle of Delphi, tell everyone's like fate and future and stuff like that, and all the important people would come to her for guidance. But the issue we have there is all the hostels are like booked out. There's only actually there's only one in Delphi, and it's fully booked, and then all the hotels are basically $70 a night at the cheapest, which is way past my budget. And so I did a decision of buying a hammock and a mosquito net, and I'm going to wild camp out in like this little forest on the side. Problem is, you know, wild camping is not legal in Greece, and it's always been kind of tolerated so long as like you're very smart about it. But at this point, it's got a full-on ban. Like, they've banned RV campers, they've banned basically anything that's not staying in a paid camping spot. And I think they even went as far as to ban people from camping at their own place. Like, you can only have like 1 or 2 people like with a tent in your yard or something like that. Like, something crazy. They're going very like over the top with it. I don't know why. Maybe there's been like a lot of issues or something like that. Some Romanian lady told me she thinks it's because immigration, but who knows. Either way, it's definitely going to be a little bit of a risk. I'm going to try and be smart about it, and I feel like a pretty good spot. I found an app called Caravania or something like that, and it's they mark spots that they consider okay to use. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But it's going to be interesting time going there, because I'm gonna have to, without a place to like leave my bag, I'm gonna have to like travel, or I'm gonna have to like see the city with my bag on the whole time, which is about 14 kilos, so almost like 30 pounds. That's kind of a bummer, but figure it out. I might even like try and set up and like leave my bag somewhere in the forest, so see how that goes. I got this croissant kind of thing, and it was like a sausage croissant. It is kind of disappointing. It's like literally just like a hot dog inside this croissant, so it's very dry. I should have got the cheese one. Yeah, I thought, oh, sausage, perfect, you know. Big meat lover, so thought it'd be good, but yeah, it's kind of shitty. But it only cost $3 for this and a water, so not too bad, I guess. And luckily the bus ride is only 2 hours, so I just have to wait roughly like an hour, and then I should be arriving at like noon or 12:30 or so, and it should give me good enough time to like figure out what I'm gonna do. I actually got told by the hostel host that maybe I could go to the next city down, and they'll have better accommodation, like cheaper and stuff. But the problem is I'm here during like the tourist season, so it's gonna be kind of probably that way in a lot of places that are very popular. Even in Athens, there were a lot of places over booked out. Like, it's probably a good thing that I have a hammock now, just because I could like do this if I must, you know. Otherwise, I'd probably be sleeping at like a bus station or something like that. Yeah, which is okay. I mean, the weather's perfect. You can sleep outside without a blanket. But if I'm like in the woods, you know, you gotta have like the mosquito net and all that stuff. So we'll see how it goes. I've created a pigeon frenzy. It's so like dry that I didn't want all of the breading. I'm trying to get to the sausage. And now they're going crazy for it. The pigeons are very cute here though. Alright guys, I made it. Delphi. I got a ticket for tomorrow, 6:30. I asked the guy who sold me the ticket if I'm good to sleep in the forest. He said I'm good to go, so I feel a lot less stressed out about it, that's for sure. Also, I made a new friend on the bus. What's your name again? I never actually got your name.
What's up, Freddy?
Freddy, okay, I'm Kyle. Nice to meet you officially. We've just been talking for like 2 hours. I don't even know each other's names. That happens to me so much. It can go quite a long time without ever actually learning someone's name. Man,
How'd you do?
this place is beautiful though. Look at this shield, it's so cool. So nice. Freddy bought me my ticket into the archaeological site. What a sweet man. What a good person. People are so good. A lot of cool old metal working. Look at this. Damn. That's sick. Oh. This almost looks like Egyptian. Cool. Oh, the 4 horses. And a lion. Oh, that's so cool. It's cool to see how they piece it together. You can tell this is the part that was preserved. And then the new stuff. And the little rest of the bit they have too. Well, that was cool. The site's pretty cool. I think the museum I saw next to the in the Agora was much cooler for my liking. There's a lot more stuff, and I'm like a sucker for ancient coins and whatnot. But yeah, Freddy's in there doing his own thing. He was saying he's gonna nerd out a little bit and spend a lot more time in there. And I'm like, yeah, if you watch my videos, you know me. I'm ready to just blast through everything. But luckily enough, they let me drop my bag off in a locker, so I don't have to walk with my 30-pound bag the whole time. So, because it's probably gonna be a little trek up the mountain. I think you have to go quite high up. So grateful for that. Free too. And then Freddy paid for my ticket. Like, man, today's been a great day. Man, it's scorching here today. That's cool. You can see some of the archaeological sites right here. Oh, so that must have been the amphitheater, I guess. Nice. I guess we'll see. But yeah, the sun in Greece, man, it hits. Like, it's just like beating on you, you know? Even though it's not nearly as humid as any of the other places I've been, it's just like, you end up just being fucking sweating. All right, guys, we've come to our bane of our existence, stairs. We can never escape them. Oh, jeez, I'm gonna slip and die with these fucking shoes. The marble is so slippery. Okay. They had me scan this thing, gives me information to read about everything. My phone is like close to dying, and it's so hot that my phone constantly just overheats and gets close to dying every day. So probably avoid using it unless I'm in a shaded area. The Roman Agora. By the sounds of it out here, you can hear a lot of like cicadas. It's gonna be probably very loud and interesting when I go to sleep out in the forest. Apparently this is like the only thing of its kind in this area that's preserved fully, at least to the level it is. Man, you can only imagine full on like city basically. Wow, the terrain here is rough. God, just look at it, all the rocks. Apparently these two buildings were the treasury, and I was reading something, a lot of it went over my head. It was like about this one tyrant who won the game of the one of these games in 582 BC or something like that. It's basically no information for you guys. Oh, this is also the treasury of Athens. Maybe this is what they were talking about. Odd that it would be the treasure of Athens since we're not in Athens. But I guess a lot of these places were city-states at the time. So cool with the mountain backdrop. To imagine like the kind of wars that happened here, it must have been such epic battles with such crazy landscape. I don't know what this thing is, but it looks sick. I wonder if it's newer. Let's see. There should be like a sign over here probably. Tell me what it is. Whew. It is hot out here. Clip it. Okay. It's built at the expense of the inhabitants of Chios in the 5th BC. We are informed by both Herodotus as well as an inscription carved on an altar. Another inscription on the base of the altar informs us about the privilege of Promantia, i.e. Chios, right to consult the oracle before the other Greeks. So the pedestal of the statue of Amyles Pallas, and I'm probably butchering that, the equestrian statue of the Roman consul Amyles Pallas, who defeated the king of Macedon, Perseus, at Pydna in 168 BC. Was set atop a base about 12 meters in length. The crowning element of the pedestal was adorned by a frieze that is considered to be the first historical relief. It depicted scenes from the Battle of Pydna in which the Romans were defeating the last Greek Macedonian king. The frieze is on display in the Archaeological Museum of Delphi. Oh, so I probably passed over it. I guess this, yes, actually I did see this. I guess this is what it looks like. Oh man. Maybe you can see, I can't fucking see shit. It's so sunny out here. Yeah, so I did pass by that. That's pretty cool. Would have had 3 serpent heads and almost like a Olympic Games kind of thing on the top, it looks like. Super cool. These are so epic. Oh, I wish I could go up there. See, that girl in the toga reminds me of being in Cat. All the people wearing the traditional clothing. I think that's fun. It's something super fun to do if you come to a place like this. Get some cool pictures, especially if it's part of your heritage culture. I mean, fuck, that's awesome. Yeah, these places are awesome. I think this is, you know, less well kept than the Acropolis and everything, but still very cool. Crazy just like the bits of ruin that are here still. Fucking massive blocks. Wow. Get my workout every day here in Greece. Ah, here's the amphitheater. Cool. Wow, it's so well preserved. Cool thing about Greece is they have all of these like spigots. Maybe they call them cistern or cisterns or whatever. I don't know how to say it. But yeah, I get free water, which is fucking awesome. And I have a filter, so I'm not sure. It's probably not safe to drink. It's probably more like hand washing and stuff like that. But yeah, super nice to have that available. And always nice to have a filtered water bottle. So epic. Well, boys and girls, we're out here raw dogging life as per usual. No sunscreen. Feel the melanoma just forming on my neck already. And gonna have to get bug repellent, that's for sure. Hearing all these bugs, even with the mosquito net, I need bug repellent. And probably spray on the net itself if I can. Oh man. Fucking tired. And your boy gotta pee. I had the 1 beer that Freddy bought me, and then I drank a whole thing of juice, drank like a liter of water on the bus, and I didn't go to the bathroom at the stop. And now I'm up here, and there's no way I'm gonna. One, there's so many people here. Two, this is like a UNESCO site, so I'm definitely not peeing on the grounds here. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to be that American who just makes a bad name for us. I try to be a good ambassador for my country. At least, apparently, at night it gets down anywhere from 15 to 17, which that's like pretty decent. Perfect for sleeping, in my opinion. I don't think I'll be too cold, especially have like a little nylon. It's like a joke blanket, really. It's not really a blanket. It's more like something to lay on, but I mean, it's nylon. It'll do something. And yeah, it'll be nice once temperature goes down. I think I should sleep pretty good in that hammock, especially being lifted off the ground and everything. I looked into all the animals that are around here, and the real worry is like a name exactly like a nose horn or horned viper. So that's definitely something you want to watch out on, but they're pretty easy to spot snakes if you're looking for them, you know, checking rocks all around you when you're walking and stuff. And they're usually like the ridge lines, or like, you know, where the trail stops kind of. So I'll just be that's why I really want to get there before it's getting close to dark at all. Like, give myself at least a maybe 2.5 hour window of complete sunlight so that I can get a really good setup going. I want to make sure my the hammock is set up perfectly where I don't have to fuck with it at all. That's why I'm kind of speeding through this thing. Anyway, that's my nature, so I'm always speeding through these things. But they say it gives you like 2 hours to do it. Honestly, I feel like I could do this in like an hour and a half with the museum and everything. But that's because I'm not reading anything. If I was reading stuff, it would take a lot longer. But it's just so hot and sunny that I don't really feel like sitting out in like the sun while reading the information. Ah, the stadium. Kind of see it. Crazy. There's a racing track. It's formed by leveling the ground. Spectators would sit on the ground in 2nd century AD under the Roman Emperor Hadrian. 17, 18 runners could compete in a race. The distance between finish the Pythian stayed with equivalent to 178 meters. So I'm reading a little bit about it. I got a chance to sit down and get some shade and look at the thing I scanned, and it says that at the beginning of the 6th century BC, Delphi became a member of the Apikithoni, the union of city-states with common political aims, which protected the sanctuary from the designs of conquerors. So, with the passage of time, the Delphic Amphictyoni acquired the major responsibility for the administration of the sanctuary of Apollo, and in 582 BC, it reorganized the Pythian Games, which were held every 4 years thereafter in honor of Apollo to commemorate his victory over Python. Period 6th to the 4th century was a flourishing of the sanctuary of Delphi, which was adorned with buildings and a large number of votives dedicated to Apollo by the Greek cities and private individual worshippers, and public messengers sent to inquire of an oracle flocked from all over the ancient world to seek the advice of the god and an oracle whenever they were about to take serious decision or initiative. They purified themselves in Castilia Spring, paid a set tribute in the Pilanos, and sacrificed an animal on the altar of Apollo. God's oracles were uttered by the Pythia, the priestess of the shrine, and were interpreted by the priestess of Apollo. The formal procedure for the functioning of the oracle acquired its final form in 6 BC and remained unchanged until the reign of Hadrian in the 2nd century AD. The main entrance to the sanctuary was at the southeast corner of the built enclosure wall encircling it. From the point, visitors followed the sacred way leading to the temple of Apollo, which was at the center of the sanctuary. 3 building phases can be discerned in the remains visible at present day. The latest dates from between 373 to 330 BC. To the left and the right of the sacred way, the Greek cities erected their dedications, statues, multifigural sculpture groups, small buildings in the form of temples, which were treasuries, in which to keep their dedications and so on. Okay, so now I understand the treasuries. There are all the different city-states treasuries and stuff like that. That makes a lot more sense now. Apparently, dramatic and lyric contests were held in the Sanctuary Theater, which dates from the 4th BC, and the stadium was home to not only the athletic games, but also musical events. To the southeast of the Sanctuary of Apollo is the Sanctuary of Athena Pronia. The most important buildings in it are the Athena's 2 temples dating from 5th and 4th century BC, and the Tholos, which was built about 380 BC. Well, I'm glad I read a little bit about it, because otherwise you just kind of look at it and you're like, oh, some more ruins, you know. So at least there's an explanation of what each thing was, and I have a better idea of like how cool it actually is. It's already still cool, but that helps. This place actually kind of reminds me of California, like geographically, like kind of northern California in the summer. You can see the trees are very similar. The mountainside, pretty relatable. And actually, me and Freddy were talking about, because he's from LA, or no, not LA, sorry. Freddy's from San Francisco, so me and him were talking about how, like, on the way up here, it looked like the drive looked like central California, kind of like Bakersfield, like where all the wine is made and everything. So we were like, yeah, if we can make wine, they could make wine too, you know. Yeah, pretty relatable. It's got that like dry heat, so it's not humid at all, but it actually even smells a lot like when I would go visit my family in California, like the smell of the heated up dirt and everything in the air. Yeah, very similar. Okay guys, I stopped off in a gyro place, like Slovaki, or how do they say it? Souvlaki. So, just gonna I got a gyro for $4, and then a water. I don't know how much the water is, but this will be my last meal of the day. And then I got about an hour and a half until I should start heading over to my spot. I'm going maybe a little earlier just because I want to make sure I have ample time, and I have to wake up pretty early. I think the bus tomorrow, it is 6:30. It takes about 30 minutes to walk from town to out there, so I should probably get up about 5:30, head over to 6, wait for a half hour, get on the bus. Yep, so it's a quick trip here, unless I decided to stay longer, but really, I mean, this is kind of it to see there, so. But here's the gyro. Oh my god. Okay, y'all, it's 5:40, so I gotta start heading out of town. It takes about 30 minutes to walk to the clearing of where I'm gonna start my trail. And I just spent like 40 minutes hanging out with Freddy. He bought me a huge beer, like a half a liter, and so good, so cold. And he's just doing a day trip, so he's got about like 30 more minutes, I think, and then he gets to go on the bus back to Athens. But I talked to a bunch of people, and they all said that I should be good. Like, yeah, like 3 different people were like, I think you'll be fine. And they're pretty chill, and hopefully it works out. We'll see how it is. I'll show you guys when I get closer to the spot. So it's actually pretty close. I'm already almost like just 15 minutes away. It didn't take long at all. But man, look at this view. That is sweet. That is awesome. Got the little canal going down there. Yeah. Fucking awesome. I think it's just around the bend over here, and start the trail. Gonna be there a little bit early, I guess, but then it gives me time to like really check it out. This is actually the first time I've ever done like any sort of wild camping. If I've camped, it's usually like with family and a tent, and you know, I've never really been out in the elements like this. But I watch a lot of people. This is my outdoor boy shit right now. So I'm on my outdoor boy shit. Watching a lot of his videos, it gives me a little bit more confidence. Like I have a general idea of like, you know, how you should kind of come about the stealth camping and all that stuff. I've watched that quite a bit, but it's different when you get out to somewhere like here. You know, when I get out there, I'm definitely not gonna have the camera out. I want to make sure I see, like, make sure I don't have any snakes around me, and I check the area quite thoroughly, and I want to find like some pretty good spot, because the way my mosquito net is, you have to position it above you. And luckily, I went to this supermarket. Everything closes at 4 p.m. here, so I went to the supermarket and they had rope, so for €2. So I think I can at least put some rope above where my tent is at, and then or my hammock, and then just hang the nest off the top of that over my hammock, because the thing is, like, the mosquito nest is meant to be above you, hanging down while you're laying on the ground. So my thought is I'll have the mosquito nest above me on some sort of line, like my rope that I have, and then I'll tuck it under my body and kind of sleep on the remaining bit so that it doesn't let anything from under. And you also don't want it to be like on your body or anything like that, because then they could just bite right through it. Like, the whole idea is that they're not able to get in. You need to have like a good amount of space. If you've ever been in like a mosquito nest, if you've ever been in a mosquito net, you know, you can obviously tell that that's like the goal. It comes draping down over you. Man, this road is very, like, you can tell, not meant for people to be walking on, really. I think I'm gonna turn the camera off just before I get to the trail, so I'm a little less suspicious and people don't really look at me as much. Check out this view. The way the canal comes through. So sick. Apparently this is from the Miocene period, where it's like I was reading up on it, but honestly I'm more was thinking about the people behind me, because right as I was walking over here, there's like forest fire truck. So those are probably the people who enforce this area, you know, and they're right behind me parked. So I'm like, oof, this isn't good timing. The worst timing, honestly. But now I'm just gonna chill out here and look at the view. So I was reading about it, and yeah, it seems like this was very important, the construction of it, to set it the way it is now, essentially. Yeah, I should probably reread it, but yeah, that is what it is. It's cool to see the city all the way over there, though. Looks amazing. Looks something like out of a painting almost. I don't really want to wait for 2 hours just for them to be like, okay, so what are you doing here? And those are the people who would be reporting anything like this, you know, someone who's illegally camping and I'm in a buffer zone right now where I'm at, so it's not a UNESCO site, which is completely illegal, but now it's basically banned and illegal for all of it anyways. I talked to my brother, who is all for me doing the wild camping. He loves that type of shit, and he even was just like, yeah, you should just go to the campsite, because there's a campsite and I can pay 25 euro, which kind of sucks, but I mean, I guess it's better than having nowhere else to sleep at all, you know. But it's nice to have a second opinion when you're the only one doing this by yourself always. So yeah, I just have to bite the bullet. It's not too bad, I guess. Spend $30. Annoying though, like when you end up spending that much for something like a campsite, you know. It should be like fucking $10 for a campsite, especially since I'm just bringing a tent, or not even, I'm bringing a hammock. But I gotta go walk over there and see if they even have like trees and stuff for me to put my hammock on, and if they have availability or anything like that. If that's the case, then we're good to go. I guess if not, I'll come back here while it's getting dark, I guess, and see if that truck is still there. Oh, you have to walk quite far down this road though to be able to see if they're there, and I imagine the patrol ends you know, no, like it can't be later than 8 o'clock. I don't imagine they stay around for dark. So, but to be honest, I don't also, if I did come back, the last thing I want to do is fucking get my tent set up and try to find a tree in the dark. That's not ideal at all. So we'll see. I gotta walk a fair amount. I gotta walk all the way over there. It's gonna be a little trek, and yeah, hopefully they have like availability for me. I was reading online, because they banned campers. They've changed the law, I guess, and this month they're easing back on the camper side, but not easing back on the wild camping side. I've been watching a lot of videos of people, and they go into spots and there's no spots for them to sleep, and so they're basically forced to wild camp. Maybe in that situation you are lucky enough, you know, but you're not even allowed to like just like park on the street overnight, like in a car. Like, that's not allowed at all. So they're really against it. Fuck, we'll see how it goes. Alright, totally failed to show you the setup of this, but it took me forever to get it set up. And then I took a shower, and then I met this guy just from Czech who came and talked to me for like a half an hour, 20 minutes, and then yeah, I decided I need to get in here. It's getting dark now, and all the bugs are going to be coming, and I really needed to like figure out this this net, which right now, because you don't want it like touching your head, you know, I actually have to use like my bag as like a pillow that kind of props it up above my head. It actually works pretty well, as long as I don't move. But I did this pretty makeshiftly. I think if the next time I do it, I'll be able to do it a lot better. I didn't use one of the ropes, but I actually was able to use the rope that I purchased to be able to lay this nest up, or the net up, so it's come in handy. Everything that I got has worked pretty good so far. The bug repellent seems to be working fairly well. And yeah, I gotta wake up at like 5-ish to pack this down. Probably more like 5:30. Wake up at like 5:30, pack this down, and then walk into town. It's about 30 minutes or so. So I'm just gonna put on an audiobook and then go ahead and pass out. Well, I guess I'll just talk to you guys tomorrow.